I've been thinking a lot about privilege lately, in the sense that society often unconsciously and unfortunately sometimes consciously favours certain groups of people over others. Someone told me that their dad once said the worst thing you could be was a straight white man, middle-aged, because there's no discount for that class of citizen. If you're younger, older, a student, a gathering of women or of gays or of an ethnic minority, then you can get a discount. There's no type of discount for a straight white man in his 40s. I, of course, politely explained that was a fundamentally false equivalence to draw. Dude, what an idiot.
Are you calling my father an idiot?
Thing to say. I mean, it's just so privileged, right?
No, he meant he wasn't given the privilege of getting money off.
Okay, so poor social skills on my part aside, I think it's really important that we consider what privilege means in society, and to do that, we're going to break down my privileges. You ready? I'm a man. I'm a white man. I'm straight. I'm cisgendered, and yes, I am wearing lipstick. I'm still cisgendered. I have both blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm marginally attractive, marginally intelligent. I'm British, more specifically English, which means I'm fluent in English, which is the most widely spoken language in the world. I'm learning a language. I'm attending university. The language I'm learning specifically is Spanish, which is the second most widely spoken language in the world. I'm 6'3", so I'm tall. This has its own set of disadvantages. For example, the camera is 10 feet away from me, and I still barely fit inside the frame. I'm not even slightly disabled. I come from a family that is entirely English. My family is not underprivileged in the monetary sense. This itself makes me reconsider what it truly means to be wealthy when I know that there are people in British society who earn well into the millions of pounds per year. That's like obscenely wealthy. I'm 19 years old, so I can vote. In fact, I'm within a specific age bracket that it's just so incredibly easy to be heard. I have a camera and can record videos and put them onto the internet. Now that's by my count 15 distinct privileges. At least 10 of them were entirely serious. Frankly, that's too many. But there are people who are more privileged than that. People who are older than me, people with more money than me, people who can attest to having more life experience, people from a higher social class or standing who voted for the incumbent political party in the UK. And yes, I believe that's a privilege. In his eulogy of the Charleston shooting victims, Barack Obama said many great things, and he even sang Amazing Grace. One of the things that stuck with me was how he said that society needed to resist the unconscious urge to call Johnny back for an interview, but not Jamal. And I think this sums it up in the most perfect, succinct, beautiful way. By beautiful, I mean horrifically beautiful, like a hurricane tearing apart a shelter full of puppies. There have in fact been numerous studies that show how society is unconsciously weighted in favour of people like myself. How bosses could be presented with two copies of the almost identical CV, with the only difference being that one has the name John and the other has the name Jennifer, and that overwhelmingly they would call the male for an interview or a job, and even if they did call the woman for an interview or a job, they would offer her significantly less money. Police have an unconscious racial bias when it comes to stop and searches and drug arrests. I'm sick of it. I'm part of the problem because of everything I was born with and born into, and I can only not be part of the problem if I stand up and speak about it, and I refuse to be part of the problem. I refuse to maintain an unfair status quo. The only thing more ridiculous than how twisted and unfair the status quo has become in very subtle but very real ways is how people cannot see how twisted and unfair the status quo is. So, as a favour to me, I want you to think about the ways in which you are privileged above someone else. Of course, if you actually do listen to me, as opposed to someone who's already said exactly the same thing, but who is less privileged than me, then I think that would only go further towards proving my point. But it's not enough to understand your own privileges, you need to understand why it's unfair. And I believe the best way you can do that is to listen to people when they tell you about discrimination. You need to listen to them and believe them before you jump into criticism and disbelief. And are you sure it was like that? Basically, empathy. Let's just make this absolutely clear. I'm fully aware that this is like the epitome of white/male/able-bodied guilt. Thanks for watching the video, guys. It's a topic that I find really grossly fascinating and something that I want to help with. I'm not entirely certain how to do that yet, but I'm going to keep trying by posting videos on the internet. Bye!